And
we're live, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah, and it says that it goes on about change range, etc. And it says in both cases, if the opponent has no action points left or chooses not to spend an action point, then the attempt to close is automatically successful or to change range.
Right. So, yeah, so you do need to have an action point available to oppose the evade then. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, and the other thing I need to check is the thing that you said about size, about the movement, the bash and the size. It's just that I didn't want to get into it there and then because I just wanted to keep it flowing. But that was a good combat, guys. It seemed to move around quite nicely, you know, and everybody was nice.
I was pleased with my my input.
Well, yeah, I think your input was very important, getting Hengist up there nice and quick near the beginning, because otherwise you might have had a charging beetle on you with only Jason able to brace against the attack. So let's go, and can I just say publicly, I said it in stream, but thank you very much to Easy Prey 2015 for his 510 bits. Thank you very much. Much appreciated, which takes me way over my level, my target, which is up there, which is excellent. So I don't need to stream now for the rest of the month. Hurrah! Anyway, yeah, everybody's saying that. Everybody's going, hurrah! Yeah, that's the thing.
Let me donate for next month.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. People over there, really go, let's just give it.
What's your yearly target?
Well, do you want to know? I actually have, would you believe, and you'll laugh at this, I actually have an account that matches my outgoings to my ingoings. So this is just for my outgoings for... this is not like...
this isn't including your rent and food.
No, this is what I'm saying. This is only paying out for things that I pay out for. So things like Zoom, Roll20, thank you, who was that? Zoom. Who was that does?
No,
Longshanks.
it wasn't. It was the beastie.
It was a big beastie. Thank you very much for your donation there. Oh, I thought it was going to knock Longshanks off the bronze. No, this is just for Roll20, Zoom, Discord, and Deepbot and things like that. And currently, I am my total income at the moment minus my outgoings minus my income. I'm actually in debt for nearly £300. So I've got a way to go. I've got a way to go. I mean, Zoom alone costs a fortune, doesn't it? But it's worth it just to have you people.
You just click on the link.
Say again, sorry.
I said it's free.
Yeah, either send you the link and you just click on it, and that's it. And you know, you just click on a link, and all of a sudden you can do this wonderful fire thing coming, and Bartleby can do his Holy Nova. I love Holy Nova here.
Oh yes, I didn't even know I had a Holy Nova. I thought we were making things up.
No, there's your Holy Nova.
You should do that every time I dance.
You can have a holy burst if you wish as well.
Ooh.
I don't think there's any difference.
A holy.
I like them both.
A holy splatter.
Okay, let's get on with the adventure rather than usurping your special.
Oh, just because you don't have a Nova.
I think those Novas should be used whenever Bartleby uses his miracle roll.
Yeah, yeah. Whenever you use can I just say, just before, I do like Holy Death as well.
Oh.
Ben's.
That's Ben's.
That's a Ben move.
I do like that. It almost like looks dark red and then goes to black. Anyway, back to the game. So yeah, so the beetle is quite unconscious, and Ben and Jason, you can sort of like deal with it as it gets sorted out there, as Hengist sort of like raises his sword to kill it, and then suddenly finds that he's stood back at the original place of the combat. Yeah, what would you guys like to do next?
Angus is going to look confused for a moment because he wasn't expecting to go back so quickly, and he was mid-action of sort of like trying to finish the beetle off by lunging at it, and he's just going to turn to Gulliver like this and go, "Bit of warning next time, Gulliver. But thank you."
You're welcome.
I'd like to catch my breath.
Yeah, okay. How long does it take you guys to actually recover from your fatigue?
I think it's about
0.125.
Yeah, about 8 minutes, is it?
8 minutes, so not a huge,
0.125 hours.
not a huge amount of time. So you're absolutely fine, and Ben can come back over. Yeah, okay then.
When they're recovering, Gulliver wants to say to Bartleby, do these things normally eat mold?
I would like to roll monster knowledge to see if I know that if that would be true.
Yeah, cool. Go for it.
Rolling. Yeah.
Yeah, these monsters normally, fire beetles, as you've seen before, normally eat spices. They're very much attracted to anything that is quite heavily scented. They tend to eat plants normally, but they'll eat things like anything that's heavy in minerals, anything that's heavy in nutrition, etc. So fungus is probably on its list, but it's not normally found in this quantity. So that's what sort of like makes it quite unusual. The other thing that Bartleby does point out to the rest of you is that it was slightly bigger than what a normal fire beetle would look like. The other thing that you do notice, guys, is that its normal glowing glands that normally on fire just seem to be blackened.
Angus is going to say, do you think it's something to do with the seeds? He says, glancing at Jason.
What, the fungus? The mold?
Yeah.
Yes, Angus.
Jason, we had found that there was a seed causing mold. That's all of the story.
A seed?
And how does it get you? What happens? You have to eat it? What's it do?
It's a bit too complicated to go into.
It tries to eat you. Issue. Hengist, how is your leg feeling?
Just a slight scratch. It's fine.
I'll pray for you.
Nothing else. I'll just pray for you.
Yeah,
I did actually want to cast a prayer on his leg if I can.
Yeah, cool.
Thank you. Angus is going to.
What prayer would you?
Bartleby against the rock here.
It was going to be heal, but I'm afraid that my prayers aren't coming through at the moment. You're going to have to deal with just my thoughts.
Yeah.
That's all that counts, Bartleby. That's all that counts. It's fine.
Failure, you lose the magic point, don't you? Yeah.
Correct. I just took that off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's different on sorcery.
Yeah, sorcery you don't.
The true power.
Oh. Okay. Well, I didn't know that. You and your magical powers.
Yeah, on folk magic, if you fail, you still lose the magic point.
And if you fumble, you lose 1d3 worth of them.
Yeah.
That's right.
And if you're doing a miracle failure, you don't lose any magic points.
But to answer your question, Jason, as far as we're aware, its mere presence, if it's not held in its container, causes, the fungus. And Angus will nod toward the fungus at the same time. It merely being around will turn the area into that.
We should push on. We should get to the farms.
Maybe people that are in danger.
If they're still alive.
We can all
We're going to reform on the path, and we're going to continue on our way.
Okay. I'm just sorting you out somewhat. Okay.
Angus would have sheathed his sword, but he's walking with. He's still got his shield on his left arm, and he's got his hand resting sort of like on the grip of his sword, just to be ready.
Cool. So you carry on along the path, if it can be called this, and gradually you suddenly notice that these clumps of fungus or mushrooms are becoming much more frequent. Some of them are actually chewed down, and you do notice off in the distance, nowhere near your path, luckily, at various times, you can see these beetles chomping away at the fungus. And in places, there's even one or two of them sort of like chomping together. And it's about an hour and a half walk after your battle that you come to what appears to be the first of a series of farmhouses. It looks quite deserted. It's quite simple, and you notice that even as you get close, the crops of all they're all sort of like, they look like they've got some kind of blight, and they're all withered and sort of like have that grey, white, powdery stuff on the leaves. And they're all sort of like, they're not destroyed. They just seem to be not growing anymore. You do also notice as you get closer, this would be arable land. Bartleby and Ben and Jason, you're aware of this. This is the main, almost like crop growing area of Odess to support Lindo. So it's where the wheat and the barley, etc., will be grown. You also do notice a few animals that have obviously died and are sort of like dead on the floor, and they seem to be decaying, and they seem to have almost like as if somebody's put a blanket of this mildew and mold over it. You figure if any of you, Jason or Bartleby, if you would like to roll your, do you have an animal skill? I'm trying to remember who had the animal one. Was it Aaron?
That would have been Aaron.
So yeah.
Wonder what he's up to up there in the woods.
I don't know. Roll your locale at hard, please.
Can do.
Oh yeah,
can do.
That's fantastic. You notice that you figured that these animals have probably eaten something, and then it's killed them, rather than being killed by the fungus. So you figured that they've probably eaten some kind of crop or animal or vegetation, then died, and then the mildew sort of like gone over the top.
As we get closer up to this house or whatever it is, shack.
Yeah.
There's no sign of human life. Is the door open or?
No. When you actually get up to my favourite house ever, You notice that the whole area is just sort of like Ben finds this very familiar.
Very familiar indeed.
The green clumps that you see are not actually are vegetation that is totally covered in mildew, and even the grass around is completely covered as well. And there's also, it's only the sort of like the gravel path that is actually sort of like clear of the stuff, and even then tendrils have started to sort of like creep out over the pathway. You notice that much of the walls, the wooden walls of the house, there's tendrils coming up the side of it, but it does look like as if the building has been shut, as if somebody's left it, and the door's shut, the windows are shuttered, and the whole place is definitely completely deserted.
As we get closer to the actual building, Gulliver's going to shout out, "Hello!"
Okay, as you get closer, and almost like as if to mirror you shouting that greeting, a ghostly figure appears right in front, so much so that it actually takes you all back, and it's just sort of like, as if it just appears in front of you, as if it's sort of like manifested itself, and it seems to be of a woman, and it seems to be of a woman that's almost like dressed as a farmer's wife, you know, and it's not sort of like, it's not a ghost going woo or anything like that, but it's definitely it's translucent, it's transparent, you can see through it, and she sort of like turns to you all, and her voice almost like echoes as she sort of like speaks to you, and she sort of like turns to all of you at the same time, and she utters the words. She says, "You cannot come here."
Why? What's happened?
"You cannot come here. You must leave, 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 leave."
I think we should leave, guys. This doesn't seem like a hallowed ground for us to be treading upon.
But we've been told that we've got to find out what's happening.
That's true, but maybe at a different house. This one seems
Occupied.
Yeah, thank you, Jason. That's exactly. Yes.
Okay. Let's move around again.
Is the ghostly lady still just standing there looking at us?
Yeah.
Is she looking at us or through us?
Oh, she's looking most definitely at you, and it's almost as if she keeps appearing and then dissipating, and then appearing once again, and then dissipating. And then she turns to you all, and she says, she almost like holds out her finger, and she says, "You are the ones.
Okay. Well, she's not trying to kill us. What are we the ones of?
You destroyed us. You left us here to die. You never came back. You left us to die.
Jason's like, I only just met these guys.
I don't think it was us.
Is she pointing at Ben?
No, she's pointing at you. And she says, and now, you will pay. And she comes towards you and dissipates. And then all of a sudden, you notice that Bartleby collapses to the floor. He doesn't seem to be unconscious. He seems to be sort of like as if he's in some kind of dream. And he seems to be turning and tossing on the ground. And he seems to be muttering to himself and almost like talking and murmuring. And you're not too sure what's happening, but he just seems to be rolling about on the floor.
Gulliver's going to quickly go up to him and sort of like kneel down and try to shake him.
Yeah, you kneel down and try to shake him, and you notice that his eyes are completely rolled back in his head. And the colour seems to have drained out of his face. Bartleby, you seem to be walking in a street, and you seem to be in Lindo, and you just seem to be walking down a street in Lindo.
Is it a familiar street or one that feels comfortable?
One that feels very comfortable. It seems very familiar to you. Yes, guys, what would you like to be doing?
This is about religion, is this? It's got to be.
Gulliver's going to look up at Hengist. He's going to turn, look up at Hengist, and he's going to say, Hengist, check the house!
Hengist is going to...
And then Gulliver wants to cast a spell.
Hengist is going to nod and move up towards the door of the house.
Okay. Bartleby, you seem to be walking down this street, and you sort of like look around, and you look down, and you see that your hands are absolutely perfect. They are absolutely perfect. They are so flexible and agile, and you're amazed as you can feel your fingers like this. Cast your spell, yeah.
Okay, so I don't know whether or not this is going to work, but I want to cast Disruption on him.
Okay, yeah, go.
So that's the...
Yeah, can you pop the thing in? Yeah. Commonly employed to drive off. Yeah, so it just does damage, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he has a resist. Doesn't it? Yeah.
Against endurance, yeah.
Yeah, Bartleby, would you like to roll your endurance resist?
I would love to. I've been power leveling my endurance. Where everything's correct. Ow. Do
you wish to roll a point of luck and re-roll it?
Yeah, you know what? I'll throw a little point of luck in there. Re-rolling. Big money, big money.
Okay, you take roll your damage to a random location, Gulliver.
So the hit location would be...
Oh, nicely to the chest.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Not that fabled right arm again.
2 points of damage to your chest.
And that ignores armor, yeah?
Yeah, it ignores armor.
Excellent.
Yeah, Hengist, what would you like to do when you get to the door?
So, Hengist, when he gets to the door, is it boarded up or...
It's shut.
Shut. Hengist wants to first of all try opening it. If it's not, then
yeah. Use a brawn roll for me, please. It's at easy level. Yeah, so you sort of like push the door, and the door opens inward, revealing a similar house to the herbalists. The only thing that you do notice in here is that the place is full of this mildew. Okay, and you also notice on the ground there's two. I'll just pop them on for you so you can see where they are. One's here. Can you see that?
Yeah,
And one's here.
I can indeed.
Did Jason not make it?
There's make what? Sorry.
I can't see Jason on the map. Is he? Oh, I see him. Sorry, my thing was over him.
Yeah.
It's okay.
This one over here seems to be a woman, and this one over here appears to be a young boy. Okay, and there's something else that you can see as well. I'm just going to draw it on for you, so it becomes apparent. Just here, you should be able to see that. Appears to be a trap door that is open, and there's a set of stairs or a set of ladders that you can see that just peeks out the top there.
Okay.
So back to you, Bartleby. So you suddenly feel this in your chest, and you sort of like think, what on earth's going on here? And then you look at your hands, and your hands start to wither away. You notice it first at the edge of your fingers. They start to almost like decay and shrivel up, as if you're putting a hot piece of a hot like torch or flame to wax, and your fingers just sort of like start to slowly wither away, and you can see your fingers slowly deteriorating and disappearing, and it's not just stopping at one knuckle, it's going back after another knuckle and another knuckle and another knuckle, and you let out this horrendous scream as you see your hands slowly disappearing, and people outside, you hear Bartleby let out this horrendous scream. Bartleby, what would you like to do?
I mean, if this had happened, I'd just be screaming in abject terror. What do you what do you do to put your hands out? I'm gonna go with the scream.
Okay, yeah, so you stand and sort of like watch your hands disappearing.
Oh, wait. If I'm in a familiar place in Lindo, I'm going to try and find the church, if it's nearby.
Okay, then. Can you please roll for me, therefore, your willpower?
Oh man, one of my good skills. Yeah, no.
Yeah. Okay, so you're watching and you sort of think, the church, I must get to the church. And your hands just continue to sort of like be eaten away. Can you add up for me, please, your intelligence and your willpower?
My power characteristic?
Yeah. I just need your intelligence and your intelligence and your... Hang on, I've just lost me pay. Intelligence and power. Yeah, add them together.
That'd be 28.
28. Okay, then. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, then. So, you sort of like feel it going down and down, down. Right. The rest of you, what would you like to do?
Well, I'm going to move up to Hengist to see what he's seen.
Yeah, so you can see exactly what I mentioned beforehand. Gulliver, what would you like to do?
If Gulliver sees that his spell that he tried to jolt Bartleby out of whatever he was in hasn't, and he's going to start shaking him by the shoulders, try to bring him.
Okay, cool. Let me just do this. Is that... Yeah, okay then. Yeah, so you bend down and sort of like start to shake Bartleby, and he's still sort of like flailing left, right, and centre. And you can hear him sort of like saying, "Church, church, I must get to the church." And Ben sort of like kneels down and say, "He needs to get to the church. Go to the church, Bartleby! Bartleby, go to the church!" So Bartleby, you yet again trying to find your way to the church. So roll your willpower for me.
All right, willpower. If only there was a dragon here who could whisk me away to the church. Oh, yes. Calling out the dragon helped me.
Maybe use Amriel next time.
So you
I think they're one and the same.
Bartleby, you sort of like think, church, and you manage to see as this pain racks through your hands. You manage to see the doors of the church in front of you, and you sort of like try desperately to sort of like get yourself up and to sort of like move towards it, and you suddenly feel this word, this almost like this hideous voice coming through into your ear, as if somebody is stood or right next to you and says, you almost like hear this woman say to you, "No, you are mine." And you take, if you look on your character sheet, you will find something called tenacity. And you have just lost 1 point of tenacity.
Oh, no.
Oh no, I'm going to Google what tenacity means.
Tenacity in this game is, let's play out. And then we'll get to the end of the situation, and then you'll find out. Hengist and Jason, what would you like to do?
The bodies. Well, the woman and the child that are in there. Were they? Did you say they were bodies on the floor, or are they standing up? Or...
No, they're on the floor. They look like they've collapsed there. And then the fungus or the mold has sort of like taken over into them.
Hengist is going to turn to Jason and say, although I've not experienced this, Bartleby and Gully told me about this in another place. Be wary, it's treacherous and it can come alive.
Gulliver's going to stop shaking Bartleby, and he's going to look back towards the door, and he's going to go, "Hurry!"
Hengist is going to...
You do notice, Hengist, that the floor is covered in this mildew and this fungus.
Yeah.
There's no gaps. You would have to stand on it.
Hengist is going to walk on it carefully, but try not to fall over as he moves towards the trapdoor.
Okay, so you can move you can get to the trapdoor. Jason, what would you like to do?
I'm going to follow his lead.
Okay then. Cool. Bartleby.
Does the voice of the woman who just spoke to me, is that similar at all to the voice that spoke to me when I put on the bracelet at Cassini's goblet?
No, not at all. It's more similar to the ghost-like figure that you saw outside here. Let's see whether or not you can get to the church on time. Roll your willpower.
Oh, yes, sorry.
Get me to the church on time.
All right, Amriel, take me home. country roads. Nope. These hands hurt. It's bringing back bad memories of my backstory.
What's the noise?
It's Longshanks's mic vibrating on its stand.
Oh, right. I wonder what it...
I thought it was me writing.
Yeah, no, yeah, but by doing that, you vibrate your desk and it vibrates your mic, so it goes.
I do apologise, everyone.
You take 5 points of tenacity damage as this creature looms up in front of you. So you look round and you see the church in front of you, and this woman appears in front of you and says, "No." And she grabs your fingers and she just snaps them backwards away from you. And there's a shearing pain as it racks through your body. Gulliver, is there anything you would like to do?
This is, I mean, what Gulliver's doing, as far as he's concerned, there's no change. And if anything, by shaking him, he's probably getting worse.
He just seems to be exactly how he was before.
Okay.
Apart from he's got quite a red mark in the middle of his chest. That he did. I just know that Gulliver's going to say. Gulliver's just going to say, "I'm sorry, that wasn't there beforehand." I don't know.
I mean, it wasn't me. I don't know.
He's just going to deny it. I know he is. Is there anything you would like to do, Gulliver? You're with Ben as well.
It
sounds as if somebody's doing Morse code. That's what it sounds.
No, it's still Longshanks.
I was moving. My chair needs to be tightened up. It creaks.
It's almost like he's got something against his desk, and every time he sort of like hits it,
Yeah, all I can do is like. I was writing it down. I've got a message here.
Yeah.
Morse code.
It says, "Please buy damper for microphone stand."
Gulliver, is there anything you would like to do?
I'm going to try to cast another spell. This time, putting his 2 crossed fingers onto Bartleby's forehead. He's going to say, "Trevor," and see whether or not he can dismiss a folk magic spell.
Okay, go for it.
I'm going to use a point of luck to reroll that.
Okay. Oh, nice. Give me the description of the spell, please. Yeah. So you, there's no resist, isn't there? That's what I was looking for. Yeah. You sort of like cast the spells and the smoky tendrils come out and sort of like wraps themselves round Bartleby, searching for a spell to sort of like counteract. And it searches and searches, and then it almost just like returns to your hand as if there was no spell there at all. Back into the house. Hengist and Jason, could you both make me perception rolls for me, please?
Do you want them blind rolled? Or
Oh, no, because you don't know what you're perceiving for. Oh, nice, Hengist! So Jason, what that means is that if you ever get 99 or 100, it's a fumble. So what that means is that you automatically get a skill improvement on it. And if you look on your character sheet, next to all your skills, there will be a fumble.
Oh yes, a little exclamation box.
Yeah, you just put a tick in. If you ever fumble anything throughout the adventure, you put a tick in that. And then when we do skill points at the beginning of an adventure or whatever, then you can actually get 1 point in those. The little anchor means that it's affected by encumbrance. That's the other one that you have there.
And then the tick is a trained skill, isn't it?
Yeah, something that you're trained in. So you're both fine. It's the idea that you're going down. There's no light source down in the cellar.
Before we go down, Hengist is going to rest his shield on the ground, take his backpack off his backpack, and he's going to light one of the torches. Hang on, I'm saying that. I just need to check he's actually carrying a torch.
Okay, then. So we'll have a couple of rounds outside.
He's got a torch.
Yeah. Okay, then. So Bartleby, you can roll your willpower again.
Oh, I would absolutely love to. Just realized it's as good as my endurance is now. Terrible. Okay.
Are you?
No.
I think I'm going to use my last luck point to reroll this if I
Go
can.
for it. Yeah.
Just sitting here with 0 luck points in my pool now. Okay. Big money with the willpower.
Now that is a lucky luck roll.
Okay. Could you roll for me, please?
Endurance.
No.
What is your willpower?
28.
28. Could you roll 1d4 for me, please?
Yeah. If I can actually click in the right spot. Roll that d4. 3.
So so in this strange world, your fingers are sort of like wobbling backwards, and this hideous woman is stood behind you, in front of you, grinning. But just out of the corner of your eye, you see the temple, you see the church, and it's almost like that glowing light in front of you, and it almost like shines out, and you have this moment of hope. And this woman sort of like cowers her eyes somewhat and takes several steps backwards. Okay, willpower again.
Okay. We got this, guys. It's only a 28% chance of success.
Denied.
And she tries to launch herself again at your fingers, but you're just looking at that hope, and you manage to just pull your deformed and crippled hands away from her as she snatches out to grab them. So Hengist, you've actually got your backpack out, taken out a torch, and you've got it lit now.
Brilliant. He's going to shoulder his backpack. He's going to leave his shield up there, and then he's going to start descending the ladder.
Okay, so we'll.
Carefully, because obviously he's holding the torch out with his left hand.
Yeah, so we'll nip back to Bartleby outside. So willpower, Bartleby.
My favorite skill to use. Love it. I love it.
Well, at least you've got 29% next to it.
Okay, and then willpower again for me, please.
Oh, of course. I just, let's get all the willpowers out.
That's 30. Oh, that's a fail, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And this woman reaches out once again, and she sort of like grabs hold of your sort of like your hands, but she just sort of like holds them and almost like grins in preparation to do something. Yeah, sorry, Gulliver.
Gulliver not having any effect on everything that he's going to do. He's going to say to Ben, "Help him, Ben!" And with that, Gulliver's going to start sprinting towards the house. Okay.
Jason, Hengist drops down into the cellar. Jason, can you roll a perception check for me, please? Okay, thank you. And Gulliver, you'll get to the doorway, I presume, with your
Yeah,
movement.
and I want to take in what's inside.
Yeah, can you make a perception check as well for me, please?
Nice.
Okay, what you do notice, you see what they can see. This body here of this woman looks very similar to the person outside.
That's where Gulliver's heading.
Okay, well, before you do that, you hear Ben muttering words of thesis wisdom outside, praying to Maroth to lend his aid to save this cleric of Amriel from certain death. And we'll have Bartleby willpower roll, please.
Okay.
I wonder what skill Bartleby's going to be improving next.
Big money. Oh no!
And
Just such a coward.
yeah, and you're sort of like you're there, and this woman is just holding onto your hands, almost like threatening to almost like just rip your fingers off altogether. They're already loose and the pain's unbelievable. And she just sort of like looks like she's holding them and she's grinning at you, ready just to go like that and snap them off. Hengus, when you get down, it looks like almost like a workshop. There seems to be various tables and chairs down here, workbench, and there seems to be caskets and barrels down here. You do notice that over the far side, sort of like where this bush is, but underneath, seems to be some kind of a chest. And the chest is very thick with mould. Etc. What would you like to do?
Is that the only place with mold in?
No, the whole place.
place.
Yeah, sorry, the whole place is, and it's sort of like, but you do think it's emanated from this chest. You can see it going up around the walls, etc.
Okay, but there's no people or because that's what Angus is looking for. He's looking for some sort of witch or someone down.
There's nothing like that.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, he's going to make his way towards the chest then.
Okay. You probably get over there, won't you, with your movement? Yeah.
Oh.
Jason, what would you like to do?
I'm going to shout down to Hengist, do you want me to come down or do you want me to stay up here?
Before Hengus sort of leaves, well, yeah, he's going to shout back. Stay up there and look after Gully. I'll be fine.
Okay, Gully, you're up.
Gulliver's moving over here.
Yeah. What would you like to do?
So this person is laid down?
No, she's sort of like slumped over like that.
Sorry, I didn't have my.
So
she sat down, or she's still.
She looks like she was sat on the floor, and now she's just sort of like slumped over like that.
Okay, so
you can see that she's dressed in like farmer wife outfits, and you can see that there's all fungus and mold all over her body. You know, you can even see it on the back of her hair and coming out of her head.
Coming out of her head?
Yeah, that's what you think is happening.
Okay, so as he gets up and he sees this, he's going to draw his knife.
Okay, Bartleby.
Another willpower?
Yes, please.
Oh my gosh! If I can make out one word, I want to scream or sob. Why? But if not, my willpower is almost on point. It's not though. 38 out of 28.
Okay, would you like to make another willpower check for me, please?
Absolutely. Good luck to me. Oh, haha, 23 out of 28 with my unluck. Whatever that means.
Yeah, and she does sort of like squeezes your fingers tightly, grimacing at you, and you just know that you're almost like fighting off the inevitable here, and at any moment she's just going to tear your fingers away. The only thing that's keeping you sort of like conscious and sane at the moment is the sight of your church over in the distance. Hengist, back to you.
So Hengist, at the base, so at this chest, is it bigger than the other chest that he has that has the other seed in?
Oh, this is a chest. It's like a trunk, rather than a coffer,
And you said it's more heavily covered in the mildew and.
Correct, yeah.
Hengist, not wanting to touch it, draws his dagger and then tries to use that to sort of like jimmy to open it. You know what I mean?
It's open. It's open.
Oh, it's open.
Yeah.
What's inside in that case?
So you sort of like lean over to see what's inside, and it's just absolutely. You can't really tell what was in there. It might be material or textiles or something, but it's just completely thick with mildew and fungus growth. Just roll a perception check.
Oh
my God. Hengist got a perception.
You do notice something. As you look and you're holding your torch up, you actually see something through the mildew. And you're not too sure about what it is at the moment, but then you really sort of like start to see it through the mildew. It seems to be some kind of armor. It seems to be a bit of a breastplate or something. And all you can see engraven on the front is a chalice with what appears to be like a Fabergé egg in it. Jason, what would you like to do?
Okay, I'm going to move over to Gully. And I'm going to ask him, do you need me to do anything here? Angus wants me to keep an eye on you.
Do you know, you just sound like Big Beast. That's what you sound like, yeah.
I'll change it.
No, you know it exactly. That's exactly how Big Beastie plays as well.
Is it? Oh, no.
He does.
Well, I was going to try and do Alan Rickman, but I can't.
Gulliver, what would you like to do?
Gulliver wants to try to cut these tendrils that are coming out of its. Are they sort of like coming out of its body into?
Yeah, it's almost as if she's attached to the floor with it all.
Oh, so it's not sort of like just almost like it might be controlling her by.
It looks like she was sat there, and the fungus and the tendrils and the mildew sort of like come up from the floor and sort of like almost like embraced her and entwined round her, and you can see it round the back of her neck and coming up over her head. And you down on her hands, you can sort of like see it wrapped around from her fingers going upwards.
But there's loads of them.
Yeah, loads of them. Do you wish to do anything?
He wants to pull her head backwards if he can, because she's slumped over at the moment.
Yeah. So you sort of like get her head and you sort of like pull it back, and as you pull it back, she goes "Bah!" like that, and she starts to struggle from the fungus. Bartleby.
More willpower, I'm assuming. All right, back to this game of 27-28. You want a second one?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'm going to succeed at this one now. Except when I don't.
Yeah, she reaches out and she grabs your fingers and she starts to pull it, and you actually start to feel your broken fingers being pulled away from the base knuckle, and the skin starts to stretch, and you just howl in agony as if it, and just before they're about to go and pick up, she goes like that, and she disappears. And you come round. And inside, Jason and Gulliver, can we roll some initiatives? Not yet, please. In a second. Go. You're good at initiative, aren't you?
I know, I've just noticed.
Can I just...
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Oh, did he get a 4?
Yeah.
Good fall.
Is he pressing the right button?
Yeah.
Well, and what's his bonus like? He's adding 1 to it, isn't he? He must have an initiative bonus of more than 1.
He has plus 12.
Well, why is it only coming? I'm pushing the
1d10 plus
button.
1.
It's doing 1.
Rockets.
1d10 plus 1 it's doing, and he rolled a 5.
Why is that not doing it right then?
Has his armor encumbered him?
Oh, yes. No, his base is 14, and then he's got -2.
But if you hover over mine's given a whole load of other things compared to him.
Yeah, hang on, let me just...
It has various other things incorporated into us. He's not. He's just doing 1d10 plus 1. There's none of this ceiling 14 plus or...
I don't know why it's doing that, actually.
Just roll. Because what's the normal? It's just roll a d10 and add on 12. Medivac. Just go on to the normal roll.
Oh, I know why it is.
Max. So 22.
Hang on, let me do...
Oh.
Hang on, let me do this. What does this come up as?
That's better.
Lovely.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's got all the ceilings now.
yeah, that's better. That's... Right. Okay, Jason, you're up first.
Okay, what's she doing? Is she just standing up?
No, she's just blurted out at Gulliver.
Okay, can I hold my action?
Well, okay, so yeah, so let me tell you how that works I just need to roll her initiative because I was busy doing yours. Yeah, so okay, so how delayed reactions work in Mithras. So you can delay your reaction, and if you wish to delay your action, then that's absolutely fine, but you can only ever use it to take a reactive action. So you can delay it in case somebody tries to hit you, but you can't say, I'll delay my action until somebody does this. There's no such thing as in Mithras. So basically in Mithras, it's not like Dungeons and Dragons that you can say, I'll just wait till everybody else goes. If you're first, then you have 2 choices. You either take your action, you choose to dither, i.e. you waste your action, or you say, I will, what I will do is that I will delay my action, which means that everybody else takes theirs. You can take yours if it's a reactive action, but sure as it gets to round 2, turn 2, if you haven't taken it, then you lose it.
Do I lose my action point?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, that's fine. I'll delay.
Okay.
So I was going to do initially, so I'll do that. I'm
Okay.
more sort of, she's standing up.
Okay. So, Gulliver, you're up.
Gulliver, unfortunately, has his knife in his hand,
Correct.
so he's going to plunge it into the woman.
Okay, go for it. This will be... This will...
It's going to be a miss.
no, I was trying to remember if she's prone, how she is. What is the...
Well, the way that Gulliver was going to be doing this anyway was after he saw that these tendrils had probably already taken on. His plan was, before she made a noise, was to pull her head back and to tried to drive his knife into her eye.
Okay, hang on. Attacking a helpless target, automatic. It's an automatic hit.
Oh, excellent. Can I roll it anyway to see whether or not I get a crit?
Yes, by all means.
Thank you. I didn't,
No.
but that's
okay.
fine.
Yeah. So you plunge your dagger into her.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
No damage.
What? How?
And so, what's the first thing that you need to, if you're attacking? What's the first you've hit? What comes next?
I'm going to
special?
I'm going to impale.
Okay. Now a location. Oh, into a chest. Now your damage, please. It's not going to change. Oh yeah. Well, so do you want the 0 or do you want the 1?
I'll go for the 1.
Okay, in the 1 in her chest. She has 10 points of armor. Right.
Those aprons.
So that was that. So that's okay. Okay. Yeah. So you plunge it into her chest, and the knife sort of like comes through, and she starts to try to remove herself from the tendrils. So she's making a brawn roll to pull an arm free, which she does. And she just sort of like pulls her arm free, which will be available next round. Okay, then. This is combat round 2. Jason, you're up.
Right. Seeing the fact that Gully's tried to stab her, I'm going to put my spear into her as well.
Okay. Well, it's an automatic hit because she's, but you didn't get a crit. So I need special location.
Okay, location is going to
Special first.
Sorry, special.
Since I think because you've hit, okay, so you're not actually taking the automatic hit. Because you both actually hit, I think it's probably safe to say that you can probably choose your location for a helpless target. Because I'm just sort of like thinking, you're behind her, you go to hit her, and then you suddenly hit her left leg. I was just trying to say, so you'll probably go for a chest. I can't imagine you're sort of like sticking a spear through her head.
No, it's bent forward anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
So straight through her back. With
so this would be her chest. So roll your damage twice.
Oh, all my sheets changed.
Yeah, it should still be there. I've just taken it onto the. It's just down at the bottom.
So we'll go with a 5.
Yeah, I thought you might do. Cool. And Gulliver, you're up.
Gulliver wants to disengage. He wants to move backwards.
Yeah, so
just letting go of his knife.
Yeah.
Just leaving it in the chest.
Right, okay then. So you need to make an evade roll, don't you, to disengage? Yeah, so you sort of like you sort of like stab it in and you sort of like try to scramble away, but you sort of like stumble a bit and sort of like end up on the floor as you try to push away from her. She makes a feeble attempt at trying to grab you.
No, it's not going to be feeble, not with your dice rolls.
Do you wish to evade the roll?
No, can I swap your figures around?
You can't I don't think you can swap my figures. You can get me to roll again. Check it. I might be wrong.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Have you checked it?
No. I probably can't. What is it under luck?
Characters can even force an opponent to re-roll an attack or damage roll made against them. You can't swap them round. You can either make me re-roll or a re-roll and that's it. Do you want me to re-roll?
No.
You want to?
I'll have to take the damage.
Okay. So this is a fist, and this will be grip. That's my that's what I'm going to do. So this will be grabs up to your neck as you try to scramble away, and onto your head does that can't be right.
That's nice, that.
Oh yeah, does 6 points of damage to your head.
Okay, so that goes through my armor, but doesn't take me.
Are you still in positive hit points?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay then. She's now got hold of your neck. And we go on to turn 3. The rest of you, this is 5 seconds still. Jason, it's your go.
Right, my spear's in her back.
Correct.
Can I, as an action, try to drive her forward and push her into the floor with it? Impaling her if you do into the floor.
The only thing that you can do is you would have to make an unarmed combat roll to grapple her to the floor.
No, it's literally just pushing the spear.
Yeah, the spear does not do any more damage now unless you pull it out.
Okay, in that case, I'll pull it out.
Okay, you do your brawn roll then.
Which I don't.
Yeah, so you try to tug it out of her, but it seems to be caught on a rib somewhere inside. Gulliver, you're up.
Gulliver's.
You can make a brawn roll to escape a grip if you wish.
But that would be my action.
Correct, it would be.
No.
Okay, what do you wish to do?
Gulliver's going to. She sort of like got hold of him round his neck. He's going to be holding that hand, but the other hand he's going to reach out and point at her, and he's going to say, and he's going to almost shout this.
Yeah.
He's going to shout, "Knight Person!" and cast another spell.
Cool, go for it. No, obviously, the hand round your neck is not doing you any favours at the moment. Zombie's going to try to pull out of her arm with a brawn roll. And succeeds. Okay, this is...
Have you failed any rolls tonight?
No. Okay, we are going into round 2. Hengist, Bartleby and Ben, can you all roll your initiative, please? Make sure you click on your token. And you should come on to the initiative order. Okay, brilliant. Let me just put you all into order. Okay, so you're all aware that something's happening inside the house, so you can all react accordingly. So this is combat round 2, turn 1. Jason, you up?
Okay, I'm letting go of the spear. I'm going to draw my short sword with that action.
Okay, so that'll be readying a weapon. Yeah, Gulliver.
Coughing and spluttering, Gulliver reaches into his tunic and takes out his disc that he uses to cast his sorcery spells through.
Okay, readying a weapon. And Bartleby, what would you like to do?
I assume that Bartleby is recovering from his episode and is less concerned about some shouting inside of a building as he is about getting his hands as close to his body as possible.
Yeah, and you see that they're exactly the same as what they are now. Benjamin.
Benjamin doesn't care as much just seeing that Bartleby's awake, so he's going to run in here. I believe he has 18 for move, and it'd probably be something like... I think he'd be able to run and get into combat from there, yeah?
If you can make the 18.
He'd probably have to run in and do a sort of like evaluate the area.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, that seems like something a theist of Maroth would do.
So probably put him here.
Okay, yeah, that's his goal, is to smash things probably.
Yeah, but he's not actually engaged in combat within this turn. Okay, gotcha. Hengist, what would you like to do?
Hengist, I'm assuming he heard Gully choking.
Well, you've heard combat upstairs, that's what you've heard, yeah.
In which case Hengist is going to, as interested as he is in the contents of this chest, he's going to make his way as fast as he can, so he's going to run to there. How high up are the stairs?
It takes you one turn to get up them.
Okay, so yeah, he's going to get to the base and then he's going to drop the torch.
Okay.
At the bottom of the stairs.
Cool. And that's my turn now, isn't it? So this zombie sort of like got Gulliver with one hand, and she's going to turn around and try to swipe at you. Now she does have, I forgot about this, but I've just remembered. You should have reminded me, people. She's actually got both a spear and a knife impaled in her at the moment, hasn't she? So this is going to be formidable on her roll.
Oh, look, you made it.
Yeah. Jason, what would you like to do?
I'm going to take a swing at her again.
No. I've attacked you.
Oh, sorry. I will try to evade.
Okay, so if you evade, it means you roll out the way and you will end up at the end of that action as prone. So you'll need to take another action to actually get up.
Or you have the option to parry.
Or you can parry with your short sword as it comes round and try to stop it.
I will in that case then.
Okay, so you just roll your normal your normal weapon skill. And you need to get, yes, that actually succeeds. And you get a special on her.
So that'd be a defensive special Medivac rather than an offensive one.
Oh my god!
Pages. I am going to...
So if you damage her weapon, you'll actually be damaging her hand, just to let you know.
Oh, wonderful. In that case, I will damage her.
Or you can... Well, no, I mean, have a look at everything. I'm not... I mean, you... Chuggerwugger, you can... I don't mind you advising on this.
I wouldn't mind trip opponent and hoping that she'll release a grip on Gully.
What if you do the disarm one? Would that disarm a zombie?
It only happens if you have a weapon.
Oh.
So not natural weapons.
No.
Nice try, Mr. Pickles. I can just imagine. I use disarm. Chops the arm.
I would maybe. I don't know whether or not. What's the green ones?
I don't know where you're looking. So.
I mean, overextend opponent is a nice one. They cannot attack next turn.
Yeah, I was looking at the trip opponent and hopefully.
But she's
already on the floor.
She's already on the floor. In that case, yes, overextend opponent. That's a good idea.
Okay, so that would mean that I cannot attack on his next turn. Okay, then, which is cool. Okay, then, so you do that on 24. So she sort of like reaches out and you sort of like step slightly back, and she sort of like reaches out and overextends herself and sort of like pulls herself slightly away. Gulliver, you get sort of like pulled slightly to one side.
That was done on 11, by the way, because it was a defensive crit that he got. It was her attack on 11.
On 11, yeah. So it'll be turn 2. This is turn 2, so she won't have an attack on turn 2. That's where it'll be, won't it? Yeah.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. So now, Jason, you're up.
I'm gonna hit her again, my sword, and I hope that I get that arm.
Missed. Do you wish to luck point it?
Yes, I will. I'll use my remaining luck point to reverse it.
Okay then. So that'll be a hit.
So special first.
Special. I'm going to. Sorry.
It's all right.
You don't take as long as me. It's fine.
Specials are basically the fighter's spells.
Mm.
And now it's down to the weapon that you've actually got out.
I was going to say. I was going to ask this. I've only got bleed and impale on here. Are they the only two specials I can use?
Well, yes and no. But if you critical, I mean, you can choose location.
That's what I was hoping for. Choose location.
Yeah, you can choose location. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
Isn't that a critical?
It is, yeah.
It is. Sorry, it is just a critical. Is that yes?
You can shift
Oh, right.
location with a normal roll, but you can't choose because that's a critical.
Okay, in that case, I'll use. I can't see a shift location in here.
It's the very top one underneath all the specials. Not up, underneath all the critical specials.
Can change to directly adjacent location. Location must be reachable.
We'll go for that in the hope that I get the chest. So you want a location, I do. Which is that.
My choose location does not say critical.
Why,
Yeah, rules is written do not require critical. It says.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, the sheet I'm using, choose location, is in yellow, and it has attacker criticals. Location must be reachable.
And what else does it say?
Ranged weapons need marksman. Can do this only at close range. Rules as written do not require critical.
Yeah.
I assumed that was for marksman though.
Well, choose location. When using hand-to-hand melee weapons, the attacker may freely select a target. If using ranged location is a critical only, unless the target is within close range, and then it's a set. And then it says, some game masters might find choose location special effect a rather sour annoyance.
Head.
But there are several. But it goes on to say that that's where ward location would come in, because people would automatically ward location. On my sheet, it doesn't say choose location is a critical. So, and I don't think it says it in the rules either. So
No, we're just going on those PDF ones that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, so choose location for the purpose of this, and then we'll look at it at a later date. And I presume you're going to choose the chest.
Well, no, I was actually going to go for the arm that's holding Gully.
Okay.
But yeah, sorry.
So
It's
yeah, no,
funny.
that's absolutely fine.
Zero damage.
Yeah.
Oh, max.
6 points, which takes it down to 0. Which means it's a serious wound. Now, I need to roll an endurance test next to your attack. So your attack was 73, yeah?
Yep.
Don't forget your 2
37.
impaled. Whether
Yeah.
or not
37
that's-
plus 6, I used luck point.
Yeah, I'll take that into account. So this is my endurance roll. So that fails. That was an arm, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Okay,
somehow.
so therefore the limb becomes useless, and so it will actually release you, Gulliver. So that's good news for you. I just need to recap where we are in the initiative order now.
It's coming up to me.
Was that all Jason's?
That was at
That was
24.
all right.
Okay, then,
20.
thank you. That was 24. Okay, Gulliver, you're up then.
Okay, so Gulliver's got this, got his disc in his hand now, and he's just going to slap it into this.
Oh yeah,
used-
yeah. So
used
I was getting confused because of that offensive action, because it was a critical defense, wasn't it, beforehand?
That's right, before.
Yeah, that's why I said
Yeah.
about.
So this is combat round two, turn 2.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's Jason has readied a weapon, parried, and attacked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then this is you, Gulliver. Yeah.
So this is coming off because I'm doing it as touch. So there's no stuff modified. So this will be a casting time of 1.
Okay, so at the end of turn 2, it will go off. Yeah.
It will come off.
Yeah.
So that's now.
Yeah. So location. Yeah.
No, that's my invocation.
Yeah,
begin.
sorry. Yeah, and then location, and then damage for
Yeah.
me, please.
You don't want to evade it.
No, because I can't. Because I've only got my arms free.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I can't actually evade.
So location. Do we want me to do a normal one or
a normal. But
just do a D20?
No, just do a D10, because you can only a D10 plus 10. 18. Yeah, okay, then that's the same arm that's been hit. That's the arm that's been useless. Right. That takes it down to minus its number, which means I need to make an endurance check again. Which I'm fine about. And Bartleby, it's up to you. You're up.
I would like to pray to Amriel using my devotion skill. Would you like me to blind roll that to you?
Yeah, tell me what you want to do before you roll it.
Yeah, I want to pray to Amriel for guidance, protection, and kind of the general encompass me in light in this darkness. Make things make sense to me.
Okay, go for it.
If it's convenient, skill is not worse.
Excellent.
All
Right. I'm presuming Ben's going to move into combat.
Correct.
Yeah. So, yeah. Hengist, you're going to move up the ladder?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay, just pop yourself at the top. And then I'm trying to remember now. So, Jason...
You can't attack this turn.
That's right. Yeah, I can't attack this turn. That's right. So this is combat turn 3 now, isn't it?
Yeah.
For anybody who's got actions left. So, Jason, you will...
I've got none. Yeah.
You don't have any. Yeah, Gulliver.
So Gulliver's again. He's going to change the location of his rack.
Okay. Yeah. There's still hit points left in that location, by the way.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Oh, right, in which case
There's only one, but
he's just going to do damage.
yeah.
6 points.
Okay.
It's an arm, isn't it?
Yeah.
So he's got this disc sort of like just slammed into her arm, and these tendrils of smoke are just sort of like whirling round the arm. And is this the arm that's got him?
Yeah. Okay then. The zombie. The tendrils go round the arm, and it sort of like clutches on the arm, and then all of a sudden you hear it like that, and the tendrils actually yank it away from the body, and the woman screams this almost like this gurgling scream, and then passes unconscious on the floor. And
it's
sort
like
of
when Bartleby runs in and goes, "That was for the fingers,"
and collapses on the floor. Excellent. Right, guys. What do you want to do? It's 10 to 11. Do you want to... Shall we just leave it there? And then pick it up from this point next week? Or do you want to play a little bit longer and clear up this scenario?
Question is, how is Chuggaboogers back?
Well, yeah, I mean, when you say play out this scenario, what, just in here?
Oh, I think what would be the best thing to do. I think the danger is if we carry on playing now, it's just going to go on to the next bit and the next bit and the next bit, and I don't want to rush it.
I think that's it. It's going to be all right. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. It gives Bartleby a chance to try to work out what's happened to him.
Yeah. Oh no. But you hear from your goddess. Because you rolled 40 and your skill was 59, and
yes.
you hear the blessing of Amriel, and you almost like get a vision that you've been attacked by spirits. Probably a certain spirit known as a haunt. And we will leave it there.
Dun, dun,
Dun,
dun.
dun.